So I'm going to read this. So this is a testimonial. All right. So this one is from Cameron Payne Clark. How many of us remember Cameron? All right. So some of you do remember Cameron. So this is what Cameron says. There's a huge potential for employment in databasing, data processing, and data mining in South Africa. This I did not know. This was very new to me as well. We simply are not capitalizing on the immense data sets at our disposal, not just at the CGS. CGS stands for Council of Geosciences, but everywhere. I predict that this will become the #1 career option everywhere in the next few years, as it is cheaper to curate and reassess existing data to identify new deposits, areas to work in, geohazards, etc., than acquiring new data. This speaks to exploration, development, and production. We are trying to set this up at CGS, but are simply overwhelmed as we really need specialists in this field. So here's something that if you are interested in, so if you don't mind looking at data, interpreting data, and analyzing data to get information out of it, data mining and data processing might just be for you. All right. Let's go on to what he says is next. Another big career option that I can foresee is geoheritage and geotourism in South Africa. All right, so this is something very interesting. This virtually untapped and also big money spinner. I am working with the NRF and COE in Paleosciences in setting up a geo and paleotourism document to highlight and guide young ones on how to do this. Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But here you can see, here you would be specializing in geotourism, and you're taking two very different worlds. You're taking geology and you're taking tourism, and you are putting them together into one. So if it's something that sparks your fancy, geotourism is something that you could go into. All right. This is what I wanted to tell you about. All right. Finally, there's a dearth of geotechnical specialists in South Africa. No university or university of technology offers training in these skills. Nationally, we are already struggling to keep up with the demand of making simple thin section as well as XRD, XRF, ICP-MS analysis, etc. Again, I can see a future where private independent labs will be set up that will contract out to mining houses, university, and the likes. All right. So if you're more a technical person and you don't mind, for example, going into creating thin sections, who knows? Maybe you can create your own specialist lab. Dream big. All right. Maybe your lab could be the next best thing for all mining houses to come to when they want to get XRD. Or they want to get assay results, all right, or they want to make thin sections. All right, so that was a testimonial by Cameron Payne Clark. Let's look at a mine planning specialist, all right, and I was actually very surprised that a geologist went into mine planning because it is typically a mining engineer's job, okay. So she says, and this is Rehanzu, I don't know if you remember her, she was in honors a few years ago when I was still teaching here. Says, I am a mine planning specialist, mostly done by mining engineers, and I'm responsible for integrating mine technical services with production in terms of improvement to operational planning. So for example, if you're a person who's good with processes and systems, all right, so you're good at following protocol, at maybe even developing protocol or developing processes and systems, and you're good at planning, monitoring, and evaluation, and that's your skill set, then mine planning could be an avenue for you to go into. And this, yes, is typically done by mining engineers. This is Prof. Kim Hines. Some of you might know her. She has recently left. I do mostly capacity building and training in 6 African countries. So most people don't realize that you can have the technical skills, but you can also transfer those skills. And how do you transfer your skills? You transfer your skills by training, all right, training and development. And capacity building is just the same as skills development, all right. So you're helping people to develop skills. So for example, in this case, Kim specializes in structural geology, so she works a lot with mining companies that need training up for structural geologists. Okay. This is Sarah. She's a colleague of mine. I'm working on access to finance for ASGM. You see, so she went on to finance. ASGM stands for artisanal and small scale gold mining, all right? It's just specific in gold. And also with the Impact Facility for Sustainable Mining Communities. I'm originally a gold exploration geologist. You see what she did there? She was in gold and then she moved over into ASGM. But I decided to reposition my career to bridge the various interfaces between mining and others, like government, community, ASM, and consumers. So she's a lot like me. All right, I'm almost there. Okay. The last one, I think this is the last one. Okay. No, there's one more. Okay, then I'm almost done. I'm at geoscience. I'm a geoscience alumni. My first 5 years after honors, I worked as an exploration data admin, bridging the gap as it be between domain knowledge and data skills, which I was trained on the job for. So you see, there's certain skills that you might go into industry and you end up gaining them on the job. My understanding of the science was important to best manipulate the data, so she needed to understand the science first. And I found the position very rewarding. I then got a GIS postgraduate diploma, so you see you can study further to hone your skills. And went full-time into data admin. I now run a data analytics consultancy. Okay, so this is Francisca Garcia. And the last testimonial is from Nyalada Adiramaru, who some of you may know. I'm currently working at a geological consulting company. However, I am more of an environmental assessment practitioner than geologist. I work on prospecting and mining rights applications, which entail the completion of basic assessment reports, scoping reports, and environmental impact assessments. I also undertake public participation processes and environmental compliance auditing. Additionally, I have worked on water use and air emissions license applications. All right, so this is someone who graduated, I think, in 16. So she's gone not the typical mining geologist route.